Give me a break. My goodness. Love live shows, right? Little doohickey came off that holds the phone together. All right, let's do this again. One last time. I am the one and only real Spider-Man. Or so I thought. Welcome, guys. Welcome. So yeah, I was a bad toy collector this week. I didn't put away my toys from last week. I hadn't even been in the room. Came in, I was like, oh, this is a mess. So I've been trying now just to get all of this into some sort of organized chaos. And you see how far I've gotten. Man, what in the world? So welcome. Thank you for being here. One of you responded in regards to last week's Spider Noir that you're supposed to take this and thread it into this piece of plastic and just use all your force and all your might and all your strength to get it in there, and it goes in there. Bull. Now, maybe if you have this like aligned up perfectly into some type of a vise or something that would keep it in a perfect 90-degree alignment, and you had a likewise position on this, and you could apply enough force and pressure to get it into there, you could possibly be able to screw this in. I've not been able to. I keep trying and I keep trying and I keep trying and I keep trying, and I'm just spinning and spinning and spinning and getting nowhere. I'm not cutting any threads in this. I'm not doing jack. So it's in great theory, and congratulations if you've been able to accomplish this task of inserting tab A into slot B. I have not been successful at all, and so it doesn't work. And evidently that's how it's supposed to do, and it's supposed to go in there, and it's supposed to work, and it ain't working. So much for tab A into slot B by spinning tab A into slot B and having tab A cut into slot B. I have a tap and die set, and I suppose if that's what's supposed to happen, then I could just tap out the hole with my tap and die set. But I shouldn't have to do that. It shouldn't be my requirement to machine a piece of equipment in order for it to work. And hell, if I'm going to tap out something, I'm going to tap out something that's going to be a little more sturdy than this piece of rubber holding up my Spider-Man figure, as far as that goes. So, no, it's poorly executed. The threads on this are super thin anyhow. They're not thick threads, so they're not designed for cutting anything. Think, for instance, a machine screw versus a wood screw. The wood screw, the threads on them are really thick threads, so they can dig into the wood and make a groove for the screw as it goes in, compared to a machine screw, which has really thin little threads on there because you've already machined into a piece. So if I'm supposed to be cutting into this, well, then these need to be sharper, and they're not. They're not sharp at all. So whoever it was that designed this thought they had a good idea. Something fell short from your design to implementation, and it's not here. So, and where I was last, I think, was a piece from one of the other ones that I had used, and then was going to put some electrical tape or something around it. I don't know. So, today we're supposed to be doing the Wasp, which I've been waiting for this figure for a while. I think it was supposed to ship like a year ago or something. And constant delay. And then we got Ant-Man shipped to us. And I was like, oh, the Wasp must be ready, because the Ant-Man didn't require half as much prep time. It couldn't have, because it's like, what, the third Ant-Man that they've made? How many Ant-Mans is that now? 1, 2, 3, fourth Ant-Man. No, third Ant-Man. 1, 2, 3. Third Ant-Man that they made. So how much prep really was involved in that. This is the fixing part for this centipede. Evidently, when I got this centipede, I figured I didn't charge it properly. I didn't read the instructions and do what I was supposed to do because I could never get the gosh darn thing to come on. So I finally said, something's very wrong with this unit and I need to contact somebody. I bought it from Big Bad Toy Store, but I've had the thing for longer than what they would have easily taken it in regards to refunding it or whatever. And they didn't even have any. So what they've done is give me my money back. So I went to New Wave Toys, and they know that there's a problem, and they'll ship you out this repair piece for it. And there's a video that's associated with it, and it's free. So if you bought one of these centipedes, and there's a power problem with it, where it won't fire up because the battery thinks it's dead, even though it's not, you go on their website and have them ship you this piece. I don't know exactly what's in here. So it's a USB cable with your quality control sticker by good old QC1, who's the same person that tested it in the first place. It's a good job, QC1. It passed your test with flying colors, and it passes it again. Thank you for that, QC1. You do a good job. Keep up the good work. So it appears that this just plugs in. So hopefully it's just a plug and play issue. Oh, no. Now I remember. You plug this into your centipede after disassembling it from the bottom and removing the guts on it and getting into where the actual circuit board is. Plug this into your computer, download the software to reflash the device, reprogram the computer, put it all back together, screw it back in, and then it'll work. Good luck on that, guys. I will be attempting that, and hopefully that will be will go well. Hey, what have we got to fail? QC1 says it'll work just fine. So if you're having problems with your centipede, that's what it is. And they're aware of the problem, and they'll ship that out to you for free. That'll be for another project after I clean up my room here. All right. Toys Mafia, my #1 fan. He's always, or she, always the first person to post. I think it's rare, actually, that Toys Mafia isn't the first one in the group. Welcome. Morning, man. Matt 2310, how you doing, Jake? Durant? Good morning. CBS Sci-Fi. Hello to everyone, he says. Lego, how you doing, man? I ain't seen you in a long time. Hope you're doing chill. So I have got to make some room here so I can proceed, because I literally left this just as I walked away from it last week. And that's not highly unusual for me to not get in here till the last minute to straighten everything up. But normally if I do that, I at least normally come in like on Friday night and do this. I don't know what happened, man. I don't have any idea how I didn't put away my toys. Always put your toys away when you're done playing with them. Come on, you know your mom told you that in your entire life. When were you not told that? When was it ever acceptable to leave your toys out? Okay, you guys that are like model collectors in regards to model railroads and stuff like that, I suppose you leave your toys out. I guess that's acceptable in that manner. I don't even know where until I get these out of the way, I don't even know where my Wasp is at this point. So I still got the box open from my Dragon's Lair, which we did 2 weeks ago. Jeez. I'm really slacking here. Not so sure what I think about this crotch grabber here for Nebula. I really don't like these pants. I've got to do something. I've got to do something about her. Hot Toys quality. Hot Toys quality. Hot Toys is quality, right? Hot Toys is quality. If you keep saying it to yourself, it must come true. Let's hope nothing falls off. So guess what I'll be doing after the show today? Cleaning this room. Ant-Man and the Wasp. MMS 498. Ant-Man 2. The Wasp. Ian, how's it going, man? Hi from the UK. What's the weather like this morning out there? Rain or shine? Got Mark A5, and it's great. Awesome. So it's the battle damage one that they've postponed because of the head sculpt, and now we're putting the prototype head sculpt on. Is that right? 80%, but glad I got it now. So the regular Mark 85 they're shipping. Is that right? Evidently. And the battle damage is the one that they are redoing. Hope Van Dyne, played by the same actress from Lost, and I don't remember her name. I'm sorry. For some reason I've got Evangeline in my mind. Is that right? Am I even close to reality in regards to that? What's the actress's name that plays Hope Van Dyne? One of the things I was really looking forward to on this figure was hopefully the I think it's SH Figure Arts Wasp matches it. I'm hoping that it will a lot, because this is some good colors here. I think it's SH Figure Arts that made this one. They're not shipping the regular Mark 85 to Sideshow until they replace the head sculpt. Thank you, Eric. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I knew it was a Mark 85 head sculpt was an issue, and I knew that they said they were going to be shipping them with the prototype head sculpt, which I didn't understand why they would show the prototype head sculpt and then go ahead and ship something that was inferior and then say, oh, we're going back to the prototype head sculpt. This box kind of also reminds me of the box that came with the, I think it was the new Avengers Scarlet Witch. Along that line, if you remember that box. Hot Toys plop, and there's no plop there. It kind of just smoothly fell out. Let's see who's responsible for this. So we'll know who to blame. Jason Moop, product designer. Our channel, JC Hong, of course. So Young Lee, and E. Lee. Okay, those are some quality painters. So Young Lee is the artist. So Young Lee is the head sculptor. She's done a lot of quality work. I wish I could tell you off the top of my head which ones are hers. Same thing with E. Lee, head painter. I've seen these names for years. So we've got some good news here with the head. I'm pretty excited about this. Of course, JC Hong, head painter. Head art directed by JC Hong. Printing controller, JC Hong. Accessory sculptors are Indiana Chan and Venom Snake. Accessory supervisor, James Lee. Costume production designers, James Lee and Terry Chang. Package designers, Jerry Mack and Monster Jr. Photography directors are Cock and Tit and Monster Jr. And production controllers Jason Wu, Ping Wai, and Terry Chang. Edie and So Young Lee and JC Hong on the head. So I'm expecting this head to be perfect. And some of the reports that you guys have given me is that I'm going to love this figure. I'm needing some good Hot Toys love now. They've not been staying the course of their term that was coined because of their quality of Hot Toys quality. They've never claimed that as their mantra, but it has definitely been the cry of the industry in regards to 1/6 scale collecting, in regards to what somebody needs to hold up to, like So Toys and Bullet Head and some of these others that have really come out of nowhere in the last couple of years and have been really making some really good looking figures. They've more or less leaned on, you need to make a Hot Toys quality toy. Well, now if Hot Toys is deciding they're going to scrap quality and just start throwing out junk, well, that's just going to make it all the easier for the third-party companies just to make whatever they want, because now they no longer have to compete against a quality company. They can also make crap. And what are we going to do? We're going to buy whatever crap they make because we want to put it on a shelf. By the way, this show is not made for children, so there's going to be some foul language on occasion. This is an adult collectible, ages 15 and up normally, but so please don't get bent out of shape when I say something bad. So what I did with the one that came with the Ant-Man for Ant-Man and Wasp, normally what you're supposed to do is bend this backwards. I don't really understand why, because the figure stand that they put in there doesn't sit underneath it far enough for it to make any difference in regards to posing of the thing and it as such. But that's the whole purpose of this display, is you end up having it stand backwards like that or whatever. Okay, what I did to put it on my shelf over here, because this was originally designed as a bookshelf, not as a figure display case, was bend it forward. Permanent puts a crease in that cardboard there, destroys it for you guys who happen to buy this piece from me in 75 years, because I'll still be alive at that point, you know. But that's what I ended up doing. And even in the Detolf, it's taller than a Detolf, even when bent over as such. Still just a little bit taller than a Detolf, and so just slide it behind the glass in order to be able to do this. So why they didn't make this to be like Detolf height or whatever, I have no idea. And they've been doing this for a few years, and they keep following suit with the same thing. So I don't quite understand. It's not made with the collector in mind. It's not made with us in mind in regards to feasibility, and because arguably I could say that these Detolfs are probably the most used display cabinet in our hobby. So you would think if this is what the most displayed piece of equipment is, if you're going to make something to be a display piece for your piece, which is going to be displayed in your Detolf or Detolf, however you want to say it, you would make this to fit in there. That's all I'm saying. For whatever it's worth. Wings. And things. Next week will be the Spider-Man Iron Spider armor made by Hot Toys. So it'll be the red and gold mechanical arm Spider-Man. So we'll be opening up next week. I'm almost positive. I thought I saw somewhere something or other that the Mark 21 Midas is shipping, and I should be getting that soon. Anybody figure out this actress's name? First batch out now with original head boxes with new heads will be many months away. So guest battle damage will be even further delayed. And it reminds me of Deadpool. I think we talked about this before when the, I think it was, gosh, I don't even remember now whether it was Deadpool or Deadpool 2. But when it was being shipped, the arm here was peeling back. The suit was. And so, I mean, they'd already been delivered out to the Sideshow. And as y'all remember, I'm the last person on the planet the Sideshow ships to who pre-orders a figure there. So I didn't get it in the first batch. I didn't get my Deadpool for like 6 months or something after everybody else got theirs. So I got the Deadpool version 2.0 that came to me. Whichever one it was. I don't remember whether it was the original Deadpool or the Deadpool 2. I don't even remember. Did anything pop last night that I missed, by the way? Normally Thursday nights for me seems to be the night that Hot Toys is going to drop a figure. If they're going to announce one, you know, put a new figure out. But there's been more than one occasion where I've logged in the morning and you guys are like, did you see the new Iron Patriot? I'm like, what? I guess that's some of the good and the bad about living on the West Coast is by the time I go to bed, it's the middle of the night for you East Coast people. And so if China decides they're going to pop a figure at 8 o'clock in the morning, whatever their time or something, I'm still awake and can see it. I don't like whenever they mold this into this. I would rather this to be able to be something I could stick in one of these collection drawers that hold all the accessories. Because it's really just kind of worthless when I don't have this. Real neat little, cute little Wasp here. And the red and blue discs. Getting everything out here. And then we'll get to the head sculpt. I'm expecting to be perfect. So, young Lee, I'm talking to you. In case you weren't aware, each head sculpt truthfully is hand painted. So E. Lee and J.C. Hong painted this with their own two hands. They may be mass produced in regards to the color of the head sculpt. I'm not exactly sure how much of the head sculpt is truly hand painted in regards to maybe it's just the eyes or the eyebrows or the highlights or what. But one of their artists physically applies paint to the head sculpt. It is hand painted. Each one of these are. Every head sculpt is. By the Hot Toys Korea team. By the way, this feels flimsier than normal. I mean, not that it matters. Some of you guys don't even collect the boxes. You just toss them. My garage is full of boxes. I've even ordered extra boxes because boxes that they've sent me, like my Doctor Strange, were damaged, and I wanted to have a good box. But this definitely feels a different quality plastic. Whatever the hell that means. Evangeline Lilly, thank you. Thank you. I knew I had Evangeline in my mind for something. Thank you. That is the actress that portrays Hope Van Dyne, and she was, I don't remember what her character's name was in the Lost television series. All you Losties out there, I was a Lostie, who at the end of the very final episode of Lost were like, what? 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 7 years wasted? And you're throwing me some bull like this that doesn't make any sense because most of the stuff that you're telling me, you guys discounted throughout the show saying that wasn't the case because of this evidence or this instance or this happening or this situation or this scenario. That can't possibly be the ending. There must be a Lost 2 coming that I can waste another 7 seasons on. What's that? There is? It's called Game of Thrones? So we have batteries, which means we have a light up something or other. I guarantee it's the head sculpt. You don't think they'd animate the wings, do you? Okay, I'll just show you this picture. Currently doesn't make any sense, but I'm sure it will in a minute when I start opening up the helmet. We can figure that out together. There's your limits as to how far you can bend her. So you don't need to see me bend her and rip my figure up and destroy the legs and pantsuit on it. Just look at the instruction manual. And she will be displayed with her wings open. The only way I can imagine displaying her without her wings would be if I had two characters, two figures. And one of the things I kind of don't understand, even in the Ant-Man storyline, was the reason they had to have the full face helmet was because it was required in the shrinking process, and that's how they couldn't figure out for the Yellow Jacket how to shrink because it had to be the full thing or whatever. Next thing you know, we see them shrinking without the full face on. So I don't know. I see her. Um, Trying to figure out the head is too skinny. Looks nice. She's got the right ears. Her ears stick out a little bit. Um, I like it. What do you think? Not bad, huh? They did a good job. They got the veterans on it. So Young Lee and E. Lee Pater, J.C. Hong. Good. Good compliment figure here, by the way. I enjoy getting these figures that can be used in a multi-scaled environment as the Wasp shrinks and these work well together. Very well together, actually. Looking at this, nothing seems to be blaring at me saying this is very wrong. So I will have no problem displaying these pieces together. A good, accurate representation here. Bravo 1/12 scale. Company, on your efforts. And again, I'm sorry. I think it's SH Figure Arts. You guys know. There's a name on the bottom. Yeah, I think the head sculpt looks good. I agree, Jake. I agree. I agree. And I had a crush on her when she was in Lost. She was sexy. Copyright Marvel. DSP China. 2443931. So who made this? I don't know. And they did a really good job. I mean, this is quite well done. This little 1/12 here, whomever it is, it's either Marvel Select or SH Figure Arts. And I'm leaning towards SH Figure Arts, but I'm probably wrong. Okay, so you should get the pair of them. You can't go wrong here. Okay. I think my biggest concern with the Ant-Man was the head sculpt, and you guys even pointed out the head sculpt truthfully is correct. So after looking into it, you're absolutely right. That is the correct head sculpt. It looks just like him. He's over the years has got, like most of us, he's filled in. He now has a rounded chin instead of the cleft in his chin as he's gotten older and put on some weight. And who am I to judge? So it looks like him. You can't go wrong. You should add the Ant-Man from the Ant-Man and Wasp to your Wasp. If you bought the Wasp, you should get the Ant-Man. Appears to be properly proportioned. I don't see anything necessarily that sticks out in regards to torso leg length ratio. Looks about proper. Nebula irks me, and it's the pants that need to be resolved on that. Please put this someplace you're not going to drop her. You will break off those little antenna. I guarantee you, if she falls from your shelf, those are going to break. They're really thin and stiff. So thin and stiff means easily broken. So do keep that in mind. I mean, you can wiggle it, so it'll snap clean off. Please make sure that you pose this in a manner so as to not allow it to fall. You'll be sorry. That you for a fact will. Weak knee. Left knee's weak. You're going to have knee problems with this in the future, guys. This knee is way too loose for a brand new figure. It shouldn't require any effort. I mean, it should require effort to move. This one, okay, so in comparison, this right leg, as I push on the toe, you notice the whole figure wants to move. Okay, your joints are tight here. There's nothing that's allowing me to position this just by applying a little bit of pressure here. However, see that? I shouldn't be able to move this just by putting a little bit of pressure. Okay, so we got a weak weak joint there. The hip feels good, ankle's good, but that's going to be a problem. And weak knees are something that happens in these figures on occasion. However, this is not easily repairable. You're not getting in here and tightening a screw down on this, or putting any type of glue or any resistance or anything to tighten it up, fill in the gap or anything, because it's a molded suit, one piece, from shoulders to ankles. To do that, you're literally going to have to do some surgery. So keep that in mind when posing this figure, to probably not put her into a 3-position pose or anything along that line. It's going to be putting any bend or stress on this knee, and to have her into a position where she's probably elevated into a flight pose, which works well for her because she is a flying superhero. So keep that in mind as well. Other than that, the rest of her feels pretty tight, which is good. Max King, how you doing, man? That looks like the SH Figure Arts to me. Thank you. This is the best Wasp that I have found in this scale. So if it's SH Figure Arts, thank you, thank you, thank you. Track her down if you want to add a multi-dimension to your Hot Toys Wasp. She is a dead-on representation in regards to that. The two of them have agreed on how to design and develop the character. Unlike, since now I know that that's SH Figure Arts, I know that this must be Marvel Select. And this Wasp is comical. So it doesn't look anything like the movie. So it's a great toy in that regards, but it is not worthy of my collection in that thinking. It just isn't the same. It's nowhere near. It's supposed to be from the Marvel Cinematic Universe Ant-Man and the Wasp movie, but it's not. It's not the right colors. It's not the right design. It's just off. It's a great toy, and I think I paid, I don't even know, 60, 70, or $80 for this. This one I think I paid like $120 for, if I remember correctly. But this is definitely going to be the one that you're going to want to get if you're wanting to have a multi-scale representation of your figure. So I have this, but I'm just very disappointed with it. It's not proper, and it'll probably come off the shelf for room for my Wasp here. But I got her with Anthony and the companion Ant-Man that came with that, which is also not properly designed for 1/6 scale compatibility. How's your 2021 coming? I assume some of you are thinking of or have been getting vaccines. So I hope things are well for you all. I would imagine they would be coming to my house soon. I don't know why they're not there now, because obviously my wife is like 100% in every possible risk category. Angelica Cortez got her vaccine, and I don't think she's under any risk category, but she is a leader in our country. God, I hate saying that. So she got her vaccine. Why is my wife not getting hers? Part of the people. This suit, by the way, is they're using all different kinds of material nowadays on these different suits. And so I can't necessarily compare it to any other suit, really. Obviously, some of the Spider-Man suits, but it's amazing what they can fabricate nowadays. It feels like it's possibly nylon here in the front of the pants, and then maybe the entire thing is made of nylon and then possibly covered in rubber. Because I really don't see a seam here where they would have sewn the nylon to the this rubber plastic. So I'm assuming, and I don't know, that the way this was made is this entire suit is like a nylon and then like plastic coated. So what does that mean? I don't know. Will the plastic come off? Probably what you would need to do is to take into consideration that in posing her. So, what does that mean? It probably means posing her just like that. Uh, there's definitely some room here in the shoulder where we can move her without binding anything up. So we can get some shoulder action. All right. Um, the elbows bind. So just be mindful of this. When you've got figures that dissolve after 5 years on their suit, or some don't even like make it that long, you have to really take into consideration how are you going to pose these. And for those of you that are buying figures and sticking them in the box and never opening them up for whatever reason, thinking that you can sell them later, they're just as susceptible to dissolving as the ones that are on display. And I, I don't know, truthfully, is the investment in regards to payback on keeping your boxed figure box forever and never putting it on display is worth it, compared to being able to enjoy your figure and look at it and find your zen in the ownership and display of your collection. So that's my opinion on that. So these are my thoughts and ideas and suggestions on collecting this piece, and hopefully that will help you make your decision on how to take care of or whether or not you even want to get this. It came off really easily, too easily. The ponytail is posable. So, for instance, should you have decided that you wanted to uh, put some action into the pose, you could rotate the ponytail. Let's say, for instance, you even wanted to hang her upside down for whatever reason. You could do that, which is nice. I think the neck is a proper length, which is always a question in regards to these things. The head doesn't appear to be disjointed from the shoulders. It looks like it's a good um, position for the height in comparison to the shoulders. We have a pair of full-on fists. We have a left hand holding of the little disc. We have two of what I call Spider-Man hands. You know, the ones that are, pushed against something solid. So we have a pair of those. And then we have the relaxed and or choking the shit out of you hands. She looks good. She looks good. Let's get this helmet and find out what we got going on here. Stands well. Doesn't require much effort. Collection Obsession. Hello. I go the second. Okay, you got the second vaccination on Monday. Okay. It took me and several other employees down for a couple of days. Oh, okay. We felt nothing, and the first shot, except some minor injection site discomfort. Did it burn? Feel like you really got hooked up? Well, let's hope that this resolves it. I'm really sick and tired of this COVID nonsense. I'm ready to get on with our lives. Get out there and interact with people again. I don't believe in this new normal term that they want to try to get me to accept. I don't believe that. I'm sorry. I'm not going to believe a new normal where everyone has to wear a mask and our kids can't go to school and we can't go visit people, and that's bull. I don't believe that for 1 second. If you want to live like Howard Hughes the rest of your life in isolation and germ fear, you know, who am I to stop you? But don't impose your fear on me. Okay? That's my opinion. I comply. I wear the mask. I wash my hands even though I don't want to. So no, I'm not a rebel or a troublemaker. I fully understand that there is a problem that needs to be resolved. I have different opinions on my belief in regards to the true severity of the problem, but there is obviously an issue that needs to be addressed. And so I wear my mask. But I'm ready to move on. Enough of this already. Not so certain what I think of this. I'm still not a fan of these. The good thing is she's not heavy, so hopefully it'll work. The problem being that this little rubber piece here is supposed to, through the act of force, pressure against pressure, stay in position as the angle of it is just enough to keep it from sliding down, and the friction would keep this as the gravity force pulls on it to make it so that it doesn't slide down. Problem is, that's great in theory, but it's not a permanent solution, and which means eventually, sooner or later, it's going to slide down. So I like that you can position it up and down in regards to the location for this, but I hate that it doesn't lock into place. You can't really lock it into place. No matter how tight you tighten that screw, it's a preformed rubber piece. It's already set to its parameters in regards to what the diameter of it is. So it's going to sit wherever it sits, and it's going to slide down eventually. So at least it's not a heavy piece. But you can put the ones on here that have the thing. You can fit it in here, and you can go that direction if you want. So it's not a matter of all this lost. What the hell? Hell, Hot Toys quality. This is not supposed to pop out like this. There's supposed to be a little tab on top of that. This is supposed to come out without that popping off. What the hell happened here? It's not coming apart. There we go. So this is supposed to stay right here. As such, and then same, if you put this like that, it comes out and you put it down like this, and it doesn't do the thing, and it's supposed to just be a little cover on it. It's not supposed to take this off. This isn't supposed to come out. Hot Toys quality. So COVID not only kicked our ass and cost us our toilet paper and cleaning supplies and Lysol, it also cost quality control at Hot Toys, right? That's what we can blame it on. The 2020 Hot Toys quality demise. You stay there. We'll get to the wings. Let's move on to the head sculpt helmet and put some lights into this. I really liked the Ant-Man light up head sculpt. Again, nothing gets lit up here. Okay, these guys are. You can run these 24/7, it claims. So if you want something to light up, these little replicate arcade pieces can run all the time, except your Centipede, which won't run at all. Okay, 1 and 2. Let's see this. Let's see if I can figure out what this is I'm looking at as I look at this. So 1, up, 2, back. So the top of the helmet, supposedly you lift up on this from the back and pull back. Simple enough. Simple enough. I hate that I've become cynical in regards to this. I can't tell you how many times the instructions haven't followed through in regards to what they say they're supposed to do. So, AG1 LR621 is the batteries that go with this. Max, superb quality on the actual figure, suspect quality on everything else. I like watching the Great British Baking Show or Great British Bake Off. I guess it depends on where you are in the world and what they actually call the show. When they will have a baker that will be all presentation and no taste, or all taste and no presentation. Kind of reminded me of that, the way you worded that. King Arts, man. A little plunger battery installation tweezers. And that's about all I can say about King Arts. I hate to say it, but the figures that I've bought from King Arts have just been not well. But they made a plunger tweezer. It'll do 2 of them easily. So I put the first one in here. And now I'm going to attempt to put these 2 in here. I'm going to have to keep that first battery in place as while plunging these two out. It's wanting to drag out with it. Just push it back down in there. Sure is easier than putting these batteries in without the plunger. I've even made an instructional video on a way that I had tried to put these batteries in. Jeez, I can't tell you how many batteries have just flung straight in the air and eternally lost in corners and crevices of the house. Oh yeah. Let's secure these batteries. We don't want them flinging out of here. I'm not going to tighten this all the way because the batteries are coming out. Won't be storing them in the figure. All right, batteries off. Head sculpt on. So I'm going to flip this on and off here. But you're really not going to see it until I turn the lights out. It's off. That's on. Can't see it, right? So let's turn the lights off. There she is. Looks pretty nice. Looks pretty nice. Looks pretty nice. I'm digging it. I'm digging it. Well worth the wait on this. Well worth the wait. Happy Saturday, Robert, just a fan. Welcome, welcome. Happy Saturday. So far, even with what little problems I've encountered on this and discovered on this, and as such, she's ranking very high. So if you're a casual Hot Toys collector, probably not going to be your piece. If you're a female Hot Toys collector, you can't go wrong with this at all. And of course, if you're like me, where you're buying every damn thing that they make in regards to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, then of course it's a no-brainer. She could easily be a centerpiece piece in regards to how nice she looks. Now I've not got to the wings yet, so hopefully I'm not over speaking here and setting myself up for a huge disappointment. I don't want to screw the screw in too far, so I'm wondering how far I can get away with screwing it down and this helmet piece still close. No, it's got to go down. Can't have it up. Got to get it down in there. And there's a slight snap, so you know if you have it in place. The only bad thing about these eyes being in the helmet is it just looks weird if you decide to do the football pose where they're holding the helmet in their arm, like I've done with the Black Panther over here. And her head's in her arm or something, you know. You really can't do that. That's the only bad thing about the eyes being in here. But it's really cool that the eyes are in here when you display her as such. So it's nice about getting then a head sculpt as this is you can make a civilian version of these figures, you know. You can put them in regular clothes and have a beautiful head sculpt. Because that looks great. It really does. That really looks good. Not disappointed at all so far in this figure, for the most part. So far, so good. CBS Sci-Fi, I love mine. It's a good figure. Jake, I really like this figure. Might just have to get me one. I agree. And, you know, the good thing about this is, for whatever it's worth, female figures originally never seemed to, historically, sell out immediately. So she may still be readily and easily available to be found brand new still without having to, you know, had paid for her or pre-ordered her a long time ago. Again, I'm only comparing this because this guy has been around for almost 2 years, and I just want to see how it stacks up. You know, it's like reverse engineering here, right? This one shouldn't be as high quality as this. This should be much higher quality than this. And I'm just curious. It's of well enough design element to appear to be properly scaled still. So okay, so what I'm feeling here is no up and down. I don't feel an up and down, okay? But there's definitely a left and right on both of these. What the fuck, did I just break it? Shh. There's definitely a left and right. They definitely will spin on its axis. So you can move them forward and back. I don't feel an up and down. God, what did I just do to this? 2 years I've waited for you. No. I don't see anything wrong with it. I don't see either a left and a right. Um, I don't feel any differences in regards to the ribbing as to one being the front or the back either. Looking at it, okay, paint is applied to one side and not to the other. So obviously one side's the front and one side's the back, and I would assume that the paint side is the front. Because I don't think this other side the paint is applied on it. Pretty sure that it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell. It appears that this side has a paint applied to it. It might just be an optical illusion in regards to the manufacture of this seam to put into it in creation. I really can't tell. It's done well. It's done really well. Jeez. Thank you, Hot Toys, for finally making something proper. What took you so freaking long? So what you have is this little piece here that snaps into the back, and you rotate both of these separately. So you can see I have a, you can put a little, you know, distance in them for pose and effect. And evidently then you just snap this right into here. Which side did I decide was the front on this? Because otherwise I don't see a left and a right, truthfully. Okay, that's not wanting to go in. Maybe there is a left and a right. Why am I not getting this in here? There we go. Okay, so that one went over there. Let me try it back on the other side. It's a hexagon post. I think there is a left and right in regards to how this post actually plugs into the hole. A little bit more hassle than needs be. This is actually kind of ridiculous right here, right now. Okay, on the ridiculous scale, we're starting to get there. You haven't put your wings on, ACBS Sci-Fi. I've got to have the wings on, man. That's who she is. I'm reading and texting and driving. Robert, stop it. Oh shit, just ran over a squirrel, I think. No, don't do it. Don't drive and text. Read. Is the squirrel flat, right? If it's flat, just pump it back up. Get your air inflator out. He'll be fine. According to the world of Wile E. Coyote. Okay, believe it or not, I think it's in there. It didn't feel like it was going in, but it's obviously being held in place. It's a hexagon post, so it has. There's only one way it can go on. I'm inclined to believe now that it is a left and a right. So it might not be though. There might not be a specific left and a right. It's hard to say. I don't really know. That whole thing just shifted. That just snapped straight in. No effort whatsoever. Back piece for it. Hopefully it'll snap in tight enough to hold it in place. It appears to do that. And oh my God, this looks great. Again, there's no up and down, whereas on the SH Figure Arts, you can get up and down. Okay. But there's definitely a forward and backward. God, this looks really neat. You're not going to be able to go too far forward due to limitations of the suit. I don't like that this doesn't really snap in, per se. I'm literally watching it push out a little bit on this piece here, but I think it'll hold. So you don't end up with much forward and back. This can't possibly be in there properly. What is this? What am I looking at here? I have a broken back. So on this little back piece here, okay, they have these little side pieces which are supposed to lock the wing in. And it's real thin plastic. And I don't know if it was a flaw in design or if I broke it putting it on. But the little tab there is snapped off. And here's the folded wings. In case you don't display her on wings, you can have this on her back. And it's a great effect, and it's unfortunate that we never really see the backs of our characters, per se. Some of you have resolved that by putting mirrors behind them, but for the most part, we never see the backs. So this is a neat piece that will never be displayed, that you'll see. But I'm really kind of pissed off about this piece now. Is it possible that I broke it? It's possible. Do I feel that I broke it? I do not. So I will contact Big Bad Toy Store, see if they can resolve that for me. Right here on this post, I now see an R and an L. So there is a right and a left on these. And I had them on backwards. Big R and a big L. Jesus. Yeah, the piss me off factor is starting to really kick in on this figure. Cool, Martin, thank you. Yeah, the diecast Mark 7 is off the hook. You get a small little wasp, little bitty, teeny weeny little teeny weeny wasp. I haven't even got to her yet. Empire Strikes Back Vader, that's a good Vader to get. I am your father. You pieced out a Darth Vader? I can't even imagine that. The lightsaber. There's companies that make them. I've seen, or designers that make them. I've seen them on Facebook. I forget the name of the guy that does them. That back piece is really brittle. Thank you, Max. Thank you. I don't feel so bad about it being broken now. I mean, I'm pretty pissed off. You can tell it's thin looking at it. And I don't think that I broke it. I think it just came broken. So I will contact Big Bad Toy Store, see if they can take care of me. Those wings, huge, maybe can use on a Kit Bash Vulture. Huh. I don't know if I would trust doing anything with these wings other than this. They're it could be a problem. All right, so how far back you can get this? Like that. This looks pretty good. And it decreases the left to right space requirement or footprint that the figure takes up, and then there's three positions on these, so to all the way forward. Then you have this, and that's what it looks like from the side. So not bad, not bad at all. This is a be careful with the figure. With this lobster claw, there he goes. So just put the wings in position before putting her in the lobster claw. Otherwise, you won't be able to put them into all the way far back position with her in the lobster claw already. I just lifted her out and then set her inside of it with the lobster claw there. So that works. I like her. I don't think you can go wrong. So if you're a female collector, there you go. If you're an Ant-Man and Wasp collector, of course, you're in on it. If you've been sitting on the fence, buy. It's a buy. It's a definite buy. If anything happened this past week in the world, less said the better. Yeah. Very flimsy piece to put on and off. It is. Just bought Vader piece by piece. Still Hot Toys. Good job. Bet you saved a little bit, right? Yeah, there you go. $100 body, $80 head. Yeah, that's about to go on right for a head sculpt. Little less, but not by much. Bro, I got my glasses on watching you. Where are yours, pal? We are old now. Yeah. Can't see shit. Same to you. Do you get human head sculpt? Yes, you do. And it looks great. Evangeline Lilly, as we were pointed out, is the name of this actress. She's also famously known for portraying the character in Lost, one of the lead characters in Lost, the television series. And she looks great. And she looks well on the figure, or put her in civilian clothes and pose her that manner. She looks properly proportioned. The neck isn't too long. She looks good. Either way. 10 out of 10 on the figure. What do you think? 9.8 because I broke the little dude here, the doodad, and the knee, the weak knee. So 9.8. It's a buy. It's a for fact buy. If you're on the fence, get her. My new buy is Loki Dyke. Loki. Which Loki? Diecast Mark 7. Win. One more Mark 7 to get for the pod. Yep, you need two if you want to show that pod, unless you're going to try to do what I have been working on. She looks like a doctor I know. Really. Except my Dr. Blonde, but looks like her. Avengers Loki. Ah, nice. That's a Grail Loki for me. I really want to get an Avengers Loki. And you picked that up recently. Good for you. Good for you. Good find. What'd you pay for that? I'm curious. That's been an expensive piece. That's one of my grails, the Avengers Loki. Yeah, 400. Well worth it. What do you think? Do you think it was a good buy? I would say so. If it's in great condition. Um, and it was so funny is that thing cost $200 5 years ago or 6 years ago, whatever it was. So, always, always, you hope that your figures go up in value. And then you have these jokers that are like, oh no, you can never sell your figures for more than what you paid for it, as they're selling their Avengers Loki for $400. Curb your enthusiasm. Oh, and the post is bad. It's a good piece. If you're on the fence, get it. You're not going to regret it. Fact. So normally I have a pretty good excuse for dropping stuff because I have decreased sensation in my fingers. And I really can't tell how hard I'm holding on to something. You get feedback to tell you whether you're going to crush an egg or whether you can hold something lightly. I don't get that feedback. I don't think this is going on today. I think I'm just being fumbly. Is WandaVision out? I really will like to watch that. Did it come out? So just one episode, 1 week so far? Loki re-release this year, you think? The Avengers Loki? It's possible. Yeah, the old Loki is the Avengers Loki, right? The second one was Dark World. A lot of those available, but the original Loki, that's the one you're talking about, old Loki? Do you mean the original, or do you mean like old Loki, like age? Like old man Loki? Yeah, I ordered 2 of those Cap Avengers. So I could have a Avengers cap and a in-game cap. That's Captain America's ass. Really? You think so? You think Loki's coming? It's possible. I've not heard. Lou Vega in the house. What's going on, Lou Vega? We're doing great, man. We're doing great. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I've already announced the re-release of the Avengers Loki. There you go. It's been up for pre-order. What? How did I miss that? So it's not a reissue if the expression is different. Tarkin. Grand Moff. Moff Tarkin. By the way, for those of you who have not seen the Mandalorian, you're really missing out. If you consider yourself remotely a Star Wars fan, you need to catch the Mandalorian. And Um, it's 2 seasons, 8 episodes a season. There was only one episode that I had difficulty getting through, and even the directors and the producers have made comment that they knew it was going to be a difficult episode. It's just one of those that has to be told, but it's just a difficult story to tell, and it's other than that, you're not going to go wrong with it. And boy, oh boy, oh boy, some of the reveals in it are just breathtaking. So be prepared. If, like I said, even if you're just a mild Star Wars fan, you will love The Mandalorian, period. This is the way. Looks like she'll come out of this little stand. God, I don't want to break this. Did I already throw the instruction manual in the box? Let's see what it says about this little miniature wasp. She appears that she'll come out of this stand. I don't see anything in the instruction manual. You guys know if she comes out? Did you buy the MK100 Tony Stark body? It comes with the hole in the little. I really enjoy that Tony Stark body. I recommend it. Whatever it's called. I think MK100 is the manufacturer of it, but it has a hole in the chest with the little arc reactor, and you can put different arc reactors inside of it. This is the way. So the reason I'm saying this is looking at it, it just appears to be like it can come out. But as I'm pulling on it slightly, it doesn't want to give, and I certainly don't want to break it. Uh, I mean, it would be neat if it came out, to be able to stick her someplace in a flight pose without this giant stand underneath her. Jeez. What to do, what to do. Let's examine the wasp. It looks good. Not bad. Not bad at all, actually. Okay. Um, as I'm continuing to pull on this, this is going to be my advice to you. If you want to take this off, I would say use some type of a tool razor, something that you can get in there, knife or anything to cut this off, then instead of trying to pull it off. It might just pull out, but I'm not getting anything here that leads me to confidently believe that it's going to come out easily. And I don't want to break it. For fact, I don't want to break this. But it would really look nice to be able to pose her in the air, like maybe flying over Ant-Man's shoulder or something without that stand underneath her. But she looks great. Don't know if you can see her well, but she looks great. And then the other piece that we have when we're using this head sculpt is the back of the helmet, because it's a retracting helmet. And this would just simply go in the little slot back here. Should be able to get in here without having to take this head sculpt off, I believe. Yeah. And that just fits right back there. Let's move the ponytail out of the way in order to put it on, and it fits right there. And that's the retracting helmet, should you decide to display her with the head sculpt. And it looks great either way. It really does. Looks really good. A welcome piece to the collection. Hope Van Dyne. Of course, Michelle Pfeiffer played the original Wasp, right? So if you can find a Michelle Pfeiffer head sculpt. I forget her name. Hank Pym's wife. Don't think that it comes out of the. Yeah, I'm with you. I wouldn't pull on it. So if you want to take it off, get the tools out, cut her out. I'm pretty sure they glued it in, and that's unfortunate. I would have liked to be able to pull her in and out, but it works. So next week we're going to be doing the Iron Spider, Hot Toys Iron Spider from the PlayStation. Spider-Man. Turn a stand upside down in the Detolf on this shelf above. What are you saying, display her upside down? This? Talk about this? That which fell was the little cap to that articulated posing stand. So this is a saving grace figure in regards to things, and as such, it had the heavy hitters, Ely and So Young, on the head sculpt. So that's what saved it for fact. We do have some problems. Bad knee. The entire suit being keeping you from being able to repair that when it does wear out. And it will wear out because it's already worn out. The brittleness of the back here with this little piece being broken off. See what happens when I contact Big Bad Toy Store on Monday. See what they say. I'm liking that the SH figure art matches very well. So you have a good companion figure. And then on top of that, little miniature Wasp. So you have definitely a story here that can be told in regards to the shrinking of the Ant-Man and Wasp. I like the light, but you'll never use it. And I like the eyes in there. Looks good. And the detail to this, again, something that you'll never see, is nice, really nice. Unless you happen to be someone who has put mirrors or something in, or has a 3D environment in order to be able to view these. You just don't see the backs of the characters. It's unfortunate. Turn the figure around. Just turn the figure around. You want to see the back? Turn it around. You'll see the back then, right? She looks great. I don't have a problem with her, really. I've talked about everything that I felt was wrong with her, or areas where they have a problem, or something that you're going to need to pay attention to in the future. But I don't think it's a bad figure. I don't think you're going to be. I don't think you can consider it a waste of money. Are any of the Hot Toys figures not a waste of money? Who knows? But no, if you want to add her to your collection, if you're on the fence, get her for fact. If she's something that was never a temptation for you in the first place, you know, what can I say? It's not your figure. It's not your figure. You know, she's not a villain for you villain collectors. She's a girl collector, girl figure. Some people just don't buy girl figures. But I like her. She looks good. She looks really good. What else you guys got going on? I got about a little over 10 minutes where I can cut y'all loose, one or the other. I have a Patreon if you want to help me out. Again, I'm not in financial straits. I'm not necessarily rich. I'm not rich. Or don't necessarily involve in that. I work my ass off and make a livable wage, but I don't make over six figures, and YouTube didn't pay me shit. And but I buy these with my own money, so I'm not going to sit there and necessarily pander to you and say, "Oh, buy me my figures, buy me my figures." If you're in a position that you can help, hey man, I appreciate it. Everybody does, right? I have a PO box. It's in the description below. You can send stuff to me, letters, cards, figures. I have a Patreon, www.patreon.com/Siri Emerald, all one word, SIRIEMERALD. And you can contribute that. You'll get nothing for it but my undying gratitude. I might even give you my personal contact information if you so desire. Throw $1 my way if you have it. What's it really hurt? Of that, I get 77 cents. So, which is a hell of a lot more than what YouTube pays me, because they pay me 2 cents per 1,000 clicks on these videos. And I guarantee you, these videos are not getting 1,000 clicks. So I don't get anything from YouTube. Don't think that I'm a YouTube millionaire, because it doesn't work that way. It really doesn't. So thank you very much. Give it a thumbs up, like it, share it, tell your friends where they can go to get 1/6 scale news and reviews. And I'm here every Saturday unless something happens elsewise. My wife is doing well. She had surgery on Thursday last week. I had a second termite inspection, which went well. This guy was not a creep and a loser. So that's what's going on in my life. Actually feeding stuff below. I don't know what you're talking about. Turn the figure around. Figure upside down on stand in Detolf shelf. Above is the stand, is on top shelf. Figure under to look like she is flying. Figure upside down on the stand in the Detolf shelf. Above is the stand, is on top shelf. Figure under to look like she is flying. CBS Sci-Fi, I love you. I don't have any idea what the fuck you're saying. I'm sorry. If you guys can figure out what he's saying. CBS Sci-Fi, man, you got some great ideas, and I love your collection. I've interacted with you a lot, and you have a beautiful collection, a wonderful collection. Well, I don't have any idea what the hell you're talking about, man. Toys Mafia, definitely. Next time, baby. Had a great time as always. Till next time. Thank you, Jake. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. So I'm going to cut you guys loose. Not quite 2 hours. And I will see you all. CBS Sci-Fi, contact me, man. Let me know what the hell you're talking about. You've got some great ideas. And I love your collection. So until next week, we're going to be doing Spider-Man on Friday. I mean, next Saturday. Always a live show, unless, like I said, the shit hits the fan or something. And it has a couple times. Peace. Love you guys. See ya.